Welcome, everybody. I'd like to introduce you to our Real Benefit program, which many of you may already be a partner and part of our Real Benefit program, but we want to introduce a new partner who has developed an app. She's an agent herself, and we're really excited to have her. Um, just a brief overview about what real benefits are. Um, they're It's a program for agents who are members of our Real Benefit program, and it is basically a lot of perks and discounts and lots of cool tools for you. And one of those tools today we're going to present to you is a new app. Um, these resources are the Close It app, which also is a transaction portal, and of course, our Real Credit, which is a discount for your clients. And then our Real Legal program, which is to have 2 hours of legal consultation after closing. And we have lots of other resources for you, and we're trying to build those resources. And one of those is our real-time app by our friend Reannah Glover, who's an agent in Texas. And I'm happy to introduce her now. She's gonna
So much for having me. I'm so happy to be here to get to tell you guys about this and then hear y'all's feedback. But to start out, like she said, my name's Reannah and I'm the founder and president of Real Time. And so kind of to tell you how I got here, I sold real estate for the last 12 years and loved it, had a great career, all the things, never thought I would leave it, but I was a frustrated consumer when it came to the transaction management software that I was being offered. I started in the time of us all having paper files, and I loved paper files, but times were changing, and so I knew I had to evolve with that. But then everything I would try, I would just still run into issues. And so some of the things as a realtor that I ran into, and maybe if you can relate to this, this is kind of a good indicator if real time is a good fit for you or not. But I hated the feeling of having to go and dig through my Dropbox or Google Drive or emails to get documents. I hated managing my checklists, CRMs on spreadsheets. And I had great intentions to use different CRMs, but at the end of the day, I would always retreat back to an Excel spreadsheet. So um, that was, just a big pain point in my business. I would lose track of prospects and hold on, it kind of was cutting me off. And I'd lose track of important reminders, juggling timelines across deals, and then feeling out of sync with my TCR assistant. So really, I just longed for that feeling of like one place with everything you need. And so I was frustrated on that side. And then sorry, this is okay.
Hey,
So,
Reannah, real quick, sorry to cut you off. On our side, we're seeing the Zoom webpage
oh
on your
no,
screen.
okay. That's not what we want. See, share. Is that
Now we
showing
got it there. Yep.
it? Which it should be full screen, but I don't know if let's see if that's better. Okay. Thanks, Luke.
No problem.
Okay, so this is what I was saying that I just had frustration. And then really alongside of being frustrated on the realtor side, I was frustrated on the client side. I mean, you guys know when our clients are going through a transaction, there's so much there. And even though me and my team would send reminders and all the things, it never failed that they'd call me and say, "Oh my gosh, Rihanna, remind me what day is closing, or can you please resend the copy of the survey to me?" So I thought, golly, like in this day and age, if our clients can track their pizza being made or package being delivered to the front door, why can't they track their real estate transaction? So real time was built on those two frustrations. So I wanted to bring something to our industry that benefited our lives. So Real Time is the ultimate transaction management platform built by a realtor for realtors. Designed to streamline the buying and selling process, it equips agents and clients with powerful, easy to use tools that eliminate inefficiencies and enhance transparency. So, with Real Time, real estate professionals can focus on closing deals while providing a seamless, stress free experience for the client. So there's two parts of Real Time. It's the realtor portal that you manage all your clients' transactions in, and then there's a client interface, which is a web-based app. But actually, last night we just submitted into the iOS or into the Apple Store. So our iOS version is going to be out hopefully this month. So we're pretty close. So realtors subscribe to Real Time, they manage their transactions, clients, and then they invite the client to download the app, manage past clients, home anniversaries, and shared preferred vendors. So with the client app, I'll show you guys, I'll kind of run through quickly, but to give you a rundown, you have the ability for your client to track their real estate transaction in real time so they can always see where they are in the process. It gives them reminders of time-sensitive to-dos, important dates and documents. They have recommended vendors as well. So you can share all of your preferred vendors from painters to your dentist, all the things that someone might need to know when they move to a new town. And every time that client opens up Real Time, they're going to think of you, your name's brought back to the forefront of their mind. So there's a few screenshots of the client app, but you'll see whenever they log in, they have the information of their house, some, listing price, earnest and option, which if you guys call anything different, there are default settings, but they can all be customized. They have their timeline. They have tasks of time sensitive things they need to do, calculated on where they are in the process. They can add dates directly to their calendar, their documents, and then their preferred vendors. So I'll run through the realtor portal like I was saying on the client app. I'll flip over and show you guys. But it's designed when you open it up, that's very easy to use. It gives you your closings, you have pending commissions, a lot like we used to use with a whiteboard, but it's like that on the go. So you have your hot sheet. It manages all of that, transactions, a document portal, tracks your commissions, volume, and properties sold. It will request reviews from your clients for you to your preferred vendor or to your preferred platform, sorry. And then it tracks home anniversaries. So it'll remind you every month who is up for that year, 2-year, 3-year. And then you can share preferred vendors. So I will swap over, but y'all tell me if this does not work. Can you see my Safari?
No, we're still on the slides there.
Okay. Let's see, share. I don't know why.
All right, now we're on your Safari.
Okay, can you see the real-time homepage?
We can now, yep.
Awesome. So this is an example of what it looks like. You come in here, you have your hot sheet right there. You can also flip over to a dashboard view that shows it how it rolls through. Slide these down here. From there, you can press on the file. You're going to see the timeline. You have a checklist that rolls through with the phases. You have a client checklist as well. And once again, this comes with default settings, but it can all be customizable. For your clients, like I was saying, you can have default settings, but then you can customize it per file as well if you have special things that you want to remind them to do during a certain phase. You have your main listing details, your dates you can add directly to your calendar, notes you want to add in, and then here's your document portal. So everything lives in there, and then you decide if you want that to be visible or not right there to your client. Here's your anniversary tracker. I have a lot of fake profiles, so this is one of mine, but you can upload your past client list and it'll track it for you. You can run your whole database. So it's very simple. It's designed to be efficient, not overcomplicated, but everything is in there for you. So whenever you do mail outs, you can export all of that. And then what's really cool is that when you have a file in there, that file will always be attached to that client's name. So you don't have to go and dig it up in Dropbox. You can go back, look at it, and it's all there for you. So to flip over to what the client sees, this is an example of like what it would be like on their phone. So they pick the property that they're under contract on. It has some, basic information they need to know, shows them where they are in the process. If they think, oh, I can't remember what this means, they can press on it. It gives them a definition. And once again, that's all customized to whatever you want to have it to say, comes with default settings. And then their checklist of things they need to be doing during the closing phase. So, for example, it has forward your mail, submit agent review, and then the dates they can add directly to their calendar. And then your information is always here. So if they want to refer you to someone, they can literally just press that and it sends on. They can leave you a review to the preferred platform you have. They have their task. Once again, that's kind of one place with all all the phases, and then their document portal, which I think is so cool. They can go in here, look at everything. They can download it directly to their device. They can also add documents. So if they have a receipt of something they want to share with you, they just go right there and add it directly to their portal, and then you'll be able to see it. Their vendors. So like I was saying, they can go through, look at all the preferred vendors you have there, and anytime you update it, it will update throughout all your past clients. Okay. Let's see, share. Okay. So that's kind of a quick run through of that. I don't want to take too much of y'all's time. And so the pricing is, we run on $39 a month. It's month to month. There is anytime you can cancel. I hate dealing with companies when it's, it takes you days to cancel. If real time is not adding value to your life, we do not want to be charging you. And then some things about us just to know that I was always frustrated with is we will not sell data. We're privately owned, and that is for a reason. I hated the feeling of uploading my client list and that being sold to all the big players in the real estate industry, whoever that may be. So that's kind of a quick run through of real time. I'm sorry I messed up so bad on my windows and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so we just wanted to create something that made sense and added benefit to our crazy lives that we live as realtors. So
That's so great, Rihanna. Thank you so much. And we have some good news for our real benefit partners that Real Time has offered a discount for our real benefit partners, which is great. It's 25% off your first month. So you get a 7-day trial period, and then you can use the first month to really try it. I have done the trial myself and just went through it all, and even just the 7 days, like, you can really see the benefit of the customizing. I just wanted to say, for me, as an agent myself too, like, the customizing is really great because you can have a checklist that you run through with your clients that you can put in there, and it's really easy. Do you wanna explain how they do that just briefly? You don't have to show it, just
how they upload their own checklist?
yeah, like their own tasks or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Um, so like one of our affiliate partners that we have, they are great about they share checklists and with their community. And so there's the ability to just you can bulk upload. So if you have a team that you run a checklist by, our system lets you do a bulk upload so you don't have to do each individual one. But let me try to share my screen again and not mess this up.
great.
Uh, Here we go, Safari. Okay. So here in your realtor portal, if you go into settings, it is set up for you, to put all your information in there. They receive welcome messages once your client logs in. You customize all of those things, logos, and then timelines. Like I was saying, they can be renamed, definitions, all of that. and then reviews. You just pick whatever platform you want. You can add in extras and set it there. And then for your client task, this is where you add or take away from your default settings. And then in the realtor task, if you want to do a bulk upload, you just press this. It's going to give you a CSV file that you download, and you'll just transition your list into it. I don't know, it's pretty simple. Y'all probably are familiar with it, but I don't know if it's gonna. Yeah, I don't know why this is giving me so much trouble. I would think I'm professional at Zoom calls, but for some reason it's not wanting me to share. But anyways, you just download that CSV file, upload your list into it, and then just bring it back in here, pick it, and then it will populate for you. So, and then if you put it in and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go back, you can always say reset to real-time defaults. So
That's really cool. That's
yeah.
really great.
I do have one question while you're in here. So how does real-time function with agent teams and then also with transaction coordinators? Will a transaction coordinator be able to have access to their agents real time?
So as of right now, we have it set up to where you would just share your login with the TC, but we're currently building out the team lead broker profiles and the TC profiles. So we hope to launch that towards the end of this year. But yeah, we are very excited to be able to roll in those new tools because I think it is so beneficial. So you make sure that everybody is on the same team, and with the team lead profile, it runs analytics for your team to where you know where you are each month, how much you've sold, and you can pop into each person you're linked to. If one of your team members has a question about 123 Main Street, you can actually just jump into their file, see it, understand it, and then answer their questions or whatever you need to do to walk through.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, and we've presented the Close It app as a great sort of side-by-side partner with real time as, calculating your closing costs. You can print out the Close It app quote, closing cost estimates, and upload it as a document for your client. And it's a really helpful way to share that information. I think that's a really helpful tool for both, because I think sharing in one place really makes a difference. And sometimes you can't go back to your email and find, where was that closing quote again, or where was that document? So you can just upload it right there to that portal, which is great. So does anybody else have any questions?
One thing I do want to say, just to kind of throw out there, we've spent the last 2 years developing this, and I've watched, and I'm sure for other agents listening in that have been in the industry, I've seen so much change in 12 years. Like 12 years ago, I saw people faxing still at the office. It was crazy. And then now we've transitioned so much, but I really do believe if you want to get ahead of the curve here, and I'm hearing it, I'm reading the articles, but client experience is going to be something that you're going to hear a lot about. It's going to, with everything that's gone on in our industry in the last year, transparency is more important now than ever. So I think that trying to provide the most we can to our clients when we sit down in those seller meetings or buyer meetings and saying, hey, when you work with me as your realtor, this is what we provide. And I think people, they value that a lot. And you see transparency in other industries a lot with client portals and access. And so I think this is going to be a thing that we see often. And real time is to not take away anything from the relationship of the realtor and their client. It's only to add to it. So
I think that's wonderful. I think that's exactly right. I think we pride ourselves on transparency as well, in terms
yeah.
of being independent, conflict free, and we are just transparent with our quotes. We were one of the first title companies to do that, and so we guarantee our quotes, which everyone knows you can direct your client to download that quote on our front page of our website, or you can do it for them in the Close It app, and we honor those fees. I was just going to share one more thing, which is I was going to just show that quote. Let me go
Yeah,
back here. Yeah,
I love those. I mean, that's the first thing I do, or I would do with my clients, is we would break that quote down. I want to make sure they have a copy so they don't get to the closing table and there's costs that they're not aware of. So
right,
that's so cool. Y'all pioneered that too, because that was not a thing. And then now I think it's so valuable.
right. Can you see there we go. So this is for everybody to take note of. We're also going to have our other partner discounts in a Google file that I will share with you in our next newsletter with our links to our YouTube channel for the Beyond the Closing Table. We'll link our discount codes for real benefit partners there, and we have our Let's Work Together, just a reminder of the real benefits again. Um, don't forget that Close It app is free now for all agents. So if you don't have that, download that or go to it, save it on your homepage. Become your client's hero. That's our job. That's our goal, is for you to be the hero. So next month, we're going to do disputes, deposits, and delays. August 5th, 11:30. And if you have any great stories that you want to send us of any disputes you've had, just we'd love to hear them. But we're going to talk about those. Luke will present that for us, I think. So
Yeah, it's everybody's nightmare right before closing. What are we doing with the money? We're not going to settlement. Who's in default? Who's not? All of that. So, unfortunately, it is a real part of the business, and it doesn't happen often. But when it does happen, it's a bad position to be in. So, we're going to go over really everything related to disputes come closing, from title issues to that dispute that occurs when you're doing the walkthrough and all the closets are still full and the basement still got all the gym equipment in it and everything like that. And how do you move forward? So August 5th, 11:30 a.m. We'll get into that, and that should be a sizable one. So um, I would go ahead and book out a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes for that one. So we'll see you again here on August 5th. And thank you for everyone for joining in. And again, as always, if you have any questions, reach out to anyone on our team. If you want to get in touch with Reannah as well, uh, let us know. We'll put you in touch with her too. But thank you. Thank you all for your time, and we'll see you next time.
Thank y'all so
thank
much.
you. Thank you, Reannah, for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thanks for having me.